Welcome back to After Hours, everyone. If you're new here, I am Johnny Guns. This is my shop, and we have an awesome video today. It's a huge milestone for the Turbo S10 build. We finally dropped it off for the cage install. So that's going to be starting soon. So today you're going to see all the work that went into Raptor Line in the cab, inside, base coat, clear coat, the whole 9 yards, and reassembling the truck so that it was ready for the cage. I hope you guys enjoy. If you like the video, like and subscribe. Leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. I appreciate all of you. Good input, bad input, does not matter to me. I appreciate it all. You only get better if you know what everybody's looking for. So, with that said, stick around. There's a lot of action coming. Appreciate you guys. All right, we got everything taped off and plasticed on the S10 chassis, well, S10 cab rather. We got our can of Raptor liner here. So what you want to do is give this a good shake before you mix any hardener in it. Then you get this pre-fill mixing cup. You put 8 ounces in there. We have an open one still here, so we'll use this up first. You want 8 ounces in here, almost enough. And get this one opened up here. Oop. It's a freshie, come on. There it goes. All right, bring that up to 8 ounces. I go a little tiny bit over. I already shook this up, by the way. You wanna shake these. Then you come over here. We'll pop this guy open. Number 1. Oh, let me grab a mixer. These have a foil seal in them, and you stick a knife down in there and it just absolutely gets all over your knife. So I like to use these guys here to pop that foil in, and then use that to bend it back so it doesn't end up overflowing into it. Always have a bunch of rags, paper towels, and acetone when you're doing this. Take this hardener, try to not spill it everywhere, because then your mixing ratio will be shot and you don't know what you're doing. Thread that tight back on that bottle, and you want to make sure this gets shaken extremely well. So you're going to want to shake this for a couple minutes. So we will fast forward through this. Well, actually, I'm just going to skip through it. So you'll see me when I'm done with this. And one thing I like to do also is I just dump a whole bunch of acetone in a mixing cup, and I use this to clean the gun out later. But what I also like to do is once you get your air hose hooked up to your gun, just run that through a little bit, and then I just take it and give it one shot like that, and then just make sure the nozzle's all cleaned out, and then we're in good shape. One last little shake, make sure this is good and mixed. Unscrew that, and then this is what's so nice about Raptor when you buy these kits, is they just thread right on to your spray gun. You don't gotta have a mixer or anything like that. You just shake everything up, make sure that's snugged up on there good. And then the best thing to do is give a little test run. So I usually set up a board, but we'll just do this. Perfect. Don't forget your PP. Gotta put it on right. That's more better. These things are a pain in the butt. Are you ready? How's this for a pose? This one better? No? All right, let's do this. Here, where do I put you guys? How about there first? All right, there's the final product. I think that came out awesome. The lighting kind of sucks in here, but we got nice even coverage. We got 2 coats on everything. Show you guys in here. Got all up in the edges and the corners. And then we're going to be putting the headliner back in. We have the B-pillar plastics. We have the back plastics, and we have A-pillar plastics that are all going to be going back in here. And then we have our door seals that will be going back in here. But we needed the inside done so that we can prep it and get it ready for paint on the outside. So I'm happy with that. You guys can't see me. There you go. It's hot. I had to open the door. We're back in the shop with another night. Here we go, guys. This is going to be a good one. We're going to take all the plastic off of this thing. We got some sanding to do. We got to blow it off, wipe it down. We got to start sanding on this, and we have to get the last little bits of the weather sealant off because we're painting tomorrow. Well, at least we're going to try to, because I don't know how to do it. But I think my buddy Joe's coming over to lend me some guidance, but I am going to spray it because I got to learn this stuff. You only learn if you do. Right. So let's get this thing stripped down and prepped for paint. Ready, set, go. So I went to Horrible Freight, and I have no idea what I'm doing, but we grabbed one gun. That's a little bit of a cheaper gun from them, but still one of their better options. I bought this one for primer. It's got a 1.3 tip on it, which for primer you want a 1.0, 1.1, something like that. From my research, I don't know. I've never done any of this before, but I like to plan ahead and be prepared. And I don't like using one gun and do something else. I just kind of want one gun for one thing. So we bought this one for primer, and then I picked up another one. I bought their Black Widow series. This is also a 1.3 tip, and this one I got to shoot all my base coats. So we will use this for all our base coats. One thing I don't like, it has a swivel attachment that's built into the gun. And I bought a pressure gauge so you can adjust the pressure at the gun. And now this swivels, so I think I'm gonna have to figure something else out. And I put a wrench on that, and it does not feel like that comes out of there, and I don't wanna break it. So I might have to adjust pressure somewhere else. I have them up on the wall. If you look up there, there's my water air separator. There is a gauge on that, and you can adjust pressure there, but it's nice to have one on the gun so you know what you're working with. But we're getting all these set up. This is the paint cup for the top. We got that on there. This one does not have the swivel base. So as you can see, that's a nice solid connection, and it doesn't hit your wrist. But this one, with it swiveling like that, I don't know if you can see, it kind of gets right in there. And if you're trying to paint like this, then if that's that way, it's gonna hit your hand. You want it pointed like that, so that you can move freely. And if the hose pulls back, it's gonna put it right in your wrist, and you're gonna be like, so not good. And then we got this one. I just put the fitting on this one after doing that one. We got our barrel up top for the cups. These are pretty nice guns. This one I got strictly for clear. It's a 1.7 tip, so we can lay clear on, hopefully nice and even. So we got all 3 guns. We got our painting gun, our priming gun, and our clear coat gun. I'm going to finish getting these all set up. This is your mixing kit. So that's that little chrome piece on top right there. Goes on top of the gun, and then you put your paint in there and you just screw that on. We got a couple of those, and I got a mess. We got garbage everywhere. I don't like it.
Don't tell your dreams to everybody around. Some people smile but wanna see you down. Keep it quiet, don't make a sound. Let your success be what shakes the ground.
Don't tell your dreams to everybody around. Some people smile, but wanna see you down. Keep it quiet, don't make a sound. Let your success be what shakes the ground.
Don't tell your dreams to everybody around. Some people smile, but wanna see you down. Keep it quiet, don't make a sound. Let your success be what shakes the ground.
Haven't earned a million yet, but I'm aiming for the sky. One day I'll fill a stadium, watch the crowd multiply. Talking about my hard work, now they're watching every move. This next step is just a warm-up, got a lot more to prove. Secure my position, now my partners are impressed. Used to stress at the starting line, now I'm chasing nothing less. Work smart, not hard, that's how the
We are getting ready to paint this thing. She is all plasticed up, everything's wiped down, cleaned up, ready to roll. We're gonna mix up our sealer primer coat, which we are using P171 and MP175, which is the catalyst. This is a 1-to-1 mix. So I gave them both a good shake already, because you guys don't need to sit there and watch me do this. But it's a 1-to-1 mix. Where'd my little containers go? I lost them. Where'd they go? I thought I took them out. Maybe not. Hang on. Got it. All right. This is a white primer. Wipe this off quick. Messes drive me nuts, so try to keep it clean. Put that lid back on right away. And now we have our catalyst. Oh, here, why don't you guys check out what I'm doing here. So we got that right at 8 ounces. We'll bring this up also to 8 ounces, which will bring us to 16. Touch over, which we were touch over 8 also. And then we can mix this thing up. From what I gather, because I have no clue what I'm doing, is one of the most important things is making sure this all gets mixed good. So that is what we're gonna do. Looks mixed to me. We're running with it. All right, so we're using all Harbor Freight stuff here. So we have their universal paint system and also their paint guns. So basically this is the main cup, this is your measuring cup. And then you have these liners, that drops right in there. Then we just dump this in here. So set that there. Then this guy here, you got a little cap there. This just presses in, locks itself in there. And then this actually comes in from the top, thread that on there, and that locks it in. And then when you're ready to use this, you just pop this little plastic cap off. All of those part, the interior cup and this plug are all throwaways, and the lid. And then this part and the ring is what you keep. Let's see, which one are we using here? We are using this horrible freight gun. This is the Spectrum. This is one step below their Black Widow gun, which we'll be using next. So then this guy, pop this top. Leave a comment if I'm doing this wrong, because I probably am. That just goes right down on there, maybe. I believe so. I don't think there's a specific way it goes. I think you push that down on there and then give it a twist and it locks right on there. See that? Locks right on. And then that goes like that. We're just about ready to start. We need to set up a mock-up panel to paint first, which I don't have. So maybe some cardboard. I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get cardboard. Being that we don't have a clean floor in here, even though we blew it out, just a thing of water. Just help keep the dust down. Basically gonna do that all over in here. And another thing I did was I got a separate, very soft, flexible hose, so I can run the air line that I have, the air hose I have on the outside of the tent, and leave it outside the tent, and then we can keep this one just inside the tent so we're not dragging it through dirt and stuff. Help try to keep the dust down. And we got a piece of cardboard that we're gonna use to do some mock-up on. All right, let's do it. because the camera's getting covered in white polka dots. So, but primer coat went on really good. The epoxy primer, super happy with how it sprayed. Have no idea if it's correct or not, but it looks nice. So we'll go with that. We're mixing up the paint. This is our base coat. Check this out. I've literally never mixed up like proper paint before, so it's kind of neat to see. But this is a mid to upper grade paint. I mean, there's super fancy stuff. Basically, I have enough paint here to paint the entire truck with 2 to 3 coats, 2 to 3 good coats. That's the whole entire truck. And I have enough clear to do 3 to 4 coats. And this costs $1,700. Just to give you guys an idea of what you're getting into if you're gonna try and do this at home. Now that doesn't include all your mixing cups, your guns, your cleaning equipment, acetone, all of that type of stuff. That's all an additional cost. So all in, I'm probably $2,500 invested into painting this truck, which in the scope of it is not that much. If you're gonna pay somebody to do this, you're probably looking anywhere from $6,000 to $10,000 before you, with all the variables. You don't know how much body work or anything like that you're gonna need. So a lot of hours goes into the beginning, not so much the actual paint itself. But I'm pretty happy with how the primer came out, and we're getting this mixed up. I just checked it. It's been about 10-15 minutes since we sprayed the primer. It's still too wet. It's starting to wrinkle if you touch it. Obviously, you put my hand right in the middle of the roof. No. Tested a spot underneath where weather stripping is going to go, and it has a wrinkle effect when you touch it. You push it, it's almost like silly putty. It kind of wrinkles. So, still too wet, but it is setting up. And so far, the makeshift paint booth and the fan that we got is working awesome. Pretty happy with it. So, anyways, I'm going to stir the pot, and you guys will see me when I'm ready. Bye. All right, we're gonna mix up a big pail because we used 2 of the smaller ones, which is about 36 ounces, give or take, to get the first 1 solid coat of primer on the truck sealer. So I'm gonna mix up a big container. This way, we should have enough with this full container to do 4 of the paint gun containers, which should be enough for 2 coats. But we'll find out. Let's see here. We want right there 5 to 5. So this guy, let's see, is it gonna go? Oh, good pour, good pour. This is also a 1-to-1 mix. So now we got our reducer, and let's get this poured in a little bit more. And we'll give this a solid mix. We'll pour them in our cups and go set up the next gun. Well, we got an impromptu road trip again. We're running out to Connecticut. We are dropping off Kong's original transmission. For those of you that don't know or haven't seen the other videos, Kong is my supercharged Trailblazer. We pulled the tranny out of that, which was the factory trans, which I had built by another trans shop, and I ended up blowing that transmission up. So it was a really good build from Performa-Built, and it didn't blow up because of them. I want to make that clear to everybody right now. I was an absolute idiot. So the first rendition of Kong, when I first supercharged it, I had a built level 5 4L70. So for those of you who don't know, it's the same exact thing as a 4L60. They're pretty weak transmissions. Well, Kong's a heavy vehicle, and it was making 640 rear wheel horsepower when I had that transmission in it a couple years ago. And I decided at a wide open throttle pull at 130 miles an hour to put it in overdrive. So I clicked that thing forwards into drive at a third, and I smoked all the overdrive clutch packs. Now, that transmission still drove, still had the first 3 gears, and still had reverse. And it all worked perfectly. So we are going to rebuild that and put that in Havoc, the shop truck. But we are bringing that over to my boy Anthony at Accurate Transmission so that he can rebuild it this time, since his work is second to no one, and he's doing all of my transmission work from here on out. So we're fueling up. We just pulled into the gas station. We got about a 2-hour and 20-minute drive ahead of us, and I will fill you guys in. All right, well, it's the next day. It's actually been 2 days. We are going to wipe this thing down. We're gonna get one more coat, a base coat on it. That'll make 3 total coats. And then we are gonna let that flash, start spraying this clear. Let's do this. Yeah. I'm really pumped, guys. I mean, what's not to be excited about? Look at that thing. That is some pure white. You're not gonna see a white like that very often. I promise you that. Down 2 of these so far, and everything's coming out great, except somehow some gnats got in this time around and landed on the roof. So here's the plan. We're going to only spray 1 coat of clear on the roof. We're gonna do 2 coats in the door jambs, the inside, the back of the cab, and the firewall, and just leave the roof as is, because I plan on, when I put the truck back together and we paint the bed and the doors and the fenders, I plan on doing another coat over the entire truck after we wet sand. So we'll be able to wet sand the roof and knock that down. I can spray 2 coats on that along with the bed, and then we can 3rd coat the entire vehicle in 1 uniform coat. So I'm hoping that will balance everything out and not hold us up, because I'm not spraying more clear over the bugs that landed in the roof. Isn't this fun? On a positive note, literally only have that much clear left over from that big tub I mixed, because we're gonna use this whole entire 3rd one. So that worked out. What are you gonna do? Live and learn, right? But that was a good guess. I do need to find a way to seal. We didn't get any bugs in when we painted and did the primer, but I bet you there's 10, 15 little gnats sitting in my clear coat right now. Only on the roof. So, oh well, we're going back to work. Later. Well guys, we did it. Let's go take a look. Oh, I'm happy. Look at that. Look at it. I did that. I did all this. all in all, I am super happy. The only thing that really aggravates me, I wanted to get 2 solid coats on this. And after I sprayed the first coat, somehow damn bugs got in it. So I have like 15 freaking gnats in the first coat of clear coat. So we couldn't spray the roof with the second coat, but we got everything else second coated and everything came out great. We got a couple small bugs in the second coat, like that guy right there. And I saw another one somewhere. Oh, and right there. But they're right on the surface of the second coat. So once all this flashes and it dries and it's cured and it's done, we're calling it finished. And that's it. We take the plastic off, we put the cab back on the truck, because all of the roof and the A and B pillars, all of that, the door frames even inside the doors, all of that can get taped off and resprayed. We plan on doing up to 4 coats on this truck when it's finished. So once the cage is done, we'll probably paint the cage, touch up any of the weld marks. What am I trying to say? I think paint fumes are getting to my head. This might be trouble. Yep. All right, the paint came out awesome. Absolutely awesome. But before I show it to you, we got everything cleaned up pretty much. I'm gonna finish cleaning up, and then we are gonna set this thing back on the chassis, and then I'll give you a good look at it, because I couldn't be more excited. What do you think, Athena? Could you be more excited? She found a bug to play with. I guess she's excited too. Anyways, I'm gonna finish cleaning up. I'm gonna get this cab up in the air. I'll show you the cab back on the frame.
Let's go! Let's go! Here we go now. Let's go now. Let's go. Every single morning it's the same old fight. Trapped inside a box trying to find the light. They build the walls up higher, say to stay in line, but inside this static there's a different design. Wasn't looking for trouble, wasn't trying to be fake, just a soul with the fire in a limited tank. Now I'm breaking the cage, I'm tearing it down. Feel the shockwave coming, shaking the ground. Make it, own it, take it until the whole world knows my sound. Snap, crack, ignite. I'm coming through the speakers, taking over the night.
All right, she's back on the frame. I am super happy. We have to bolt the cab down. It still needs a couple little tweaks just to get the holes all lined up right where we want them for the cab mounts. But guys, look at that white. I don't even think the camera does it justice, but look at how beautiful that came out. Old crappy color, and that is just 2 coats of clear, not wet sanded, not buffed. It's already got dust and stuff on it, but wow, I am so excited to get this whole truck painted now. Look, this is my custom white, and this is the GMC Canyon white. Under the same LED lights, I don't think the camera's gonna pick it up, but in person, that's an incredibly brighter, cleaner white. I can't imagine this thing wet sanded with 2 more coats of clear and then a polish and a nice wax on it. Man, this is turning out just the way I hoped. I am so excited. So now that we got the cab sitting back on the frame, we still have to bolt it down, but one of the things I want to get done really quick is we gotta lower these coilovers. So yes, there's no engine and all the weight in it, but they are cranked up pretty high right now. So I want to drop them down to get this thing sitting a little more level while it's at the cage builder and while we're working on it, because right now the rake is insane and it's kind of hard to see things and visualize things. So we're going to get it sitting down a little more level, and then we're going to get the fenders and all the other good stuff on. So we'll just get this thing jacked up in the air. It's got so much travel in it. Hopefully this jack will get it up. There she goes. way less monster truck. Put a little blue tape on the hinges too. Here, on there. Just because we're going to be bolting and unbolting the fenders a bunch of times, and that will help save our paint a little bit. Obviously, that's going to get chipped up where the door pins go. That's going to get chipped up the door latch. Not too concerned about it, but keep the hinge area nice with just a couple pieces of tape. It's worth it. Let's get some fenders on this thing. Yes! Got a little bit of a fender alignment to do, but the door seam is nice and even. Once the gaskets are all in there, it'll close perfect. All right, side number 2. Oh yeah. Perfect. Door seam is spot on. So our hinges are dead perfect. Our fender gap is a little open at the top, a little open at the bottom, but we can adjust that. That's not a big deal. Fine tune it all. That's just coming together now. And when this thing's all white, it's gonna be a beautiful truck. That white is incredible. How nice that is with the black frame, even though it looks gray right now because it's so covered in dust. Oh well, awesome. All right, core support time. All right, we back in the shop. We got to get this S10 together. Moose and I are here working, right, bub? Yeah, I know, right? See, he's very opinionated today. So we got the cab bolted down off camera. I mean, you guys don't really need to see me crawl around under there and do that. Hi, buddy. What do you got going on? Huh? What's up? You want to talk about it? What? Oh, there he is. He's a healthy helper. Don't eat my ear. Yes, my good boy. We're trying to film for the people. Can we film for the people? Okay. Okay. Can you get down? Can you get down? Maybe? No? All right, you gotta get down. Good boy. Shop manager. All right. Anyways, we're gonna do something here. Change something up a little bit. I'm not super happy with. So we mocked everything up. My microphone's not working. Audio probably has sucked for the last couple minutes. Please hold. All right, now we're back. Hopefully that sounds better. So we need a spacer down here, right here. And I had a little piece of aluminum tube, so I made these. But as you can see, they're barely big enough. There's no real adjustment because they just fall in the hole there for the bolts that are huge. So we're gonna make new ones of these, but I just wanna mock this all up again the way I had it, so we know for sure that things are where they need to be. So let's see here. This guy, drop right in there like that. I need longer bolts too. Another thing we gotta do. And then we'll do the same thing over here. A nut on this one. And then we'll get the upper bolts in where they need to be. All right. What is going on with my wrenches? All right, let's get these bolted in. So this guy goes right up here and we get a nut down here. And we just want to check our alignment on everything. Make sure it's where it needs to be. And then we can take our measurements and make sure everything's proper. So what we want to do is look right down each side, make sure things don't gotta go, the whole front end's not tweaked one way or the other. Right, Moose? Does it look straight, buddy? That's right in our original location. Excuse me, I got indigestion. That's right in our original location. So I'm pretty happy with that. And I feel as though our fender gap is pretty good there. If anything, I would just space the bottom out a tiny bit, which is fine, you can do that. But for just this mock-up purposes, it's gonna be close enough. I'm just gonna double check with a tape measure. This is my center line that I was working off of. So I'll double check that to there, shoot my line there, up front, make sure everything's good. But I believe we are locked in. We got our power glide bolted in underneath to the cross member and to the engine mount plates. And the doors all hung good, the cab's bolted down, that spacing looks good. I'll show you guys that real quick. So we got a good gap there. Door fitment is perfect with our drop-on pins, and then our bed to cab gap is perfect on both sides. So I think we are locked down. The bed's already bolted down all the way. I'm really happy with our fitment up here. So we're gonna make some new spacers. I'll show you that. I got an idea. I don't know if it's gonna work, but we're gonna try it. All right, good old Amazon, the Jungle Book, had these guys. If you don't know what this is Durlin. It's super, super hard. And it's used for a lot of structural purposes. So what I'm gonna do is cut this to the diameter, which will effectively like make us a nice solid body mount, and cut it that size. And then we'll sand the edges down, and then we'll drill a hole for our bolt right in the middle of it. Voila. I think it should work. Throw some tape on it so we can actually see where our marker is. Not too bad. It's got a little bit of an angle on it. This is actually a metal blade. This is a metal chop saw. So when the blade heats up, it warps a tiny bit, but that's nothing we can't sand out. So that one is good. I'll just make one more of these. We got our holes drilled. We oversized them a tiny bit. This way we have a little movement. And of course, when we go to finalize all of this whole project, we'll have adjustments to make. This is just getting everything close so we can get it off to the cage. The cab and bed are finalized. They don't need to move anywhere. We'll have a 1/4 inch of wiggle room around the tubes for the final lockdown, basically, when we go to reassemble. But when it gets back from the cage, we got to pull this whole front end off, the nose and all that, the fenders, the core support. We got to take everything back off of here because this all has to get painted still. Doors, tailgate, all that stuff. So this is just for mock-up purposes to get things situated where they need to be. I'm not even bolting the bottom of the fenders in. I'm just leaving them. We're gonna snug these guys up and call it good. And then one thing I said I was gonna do is put the seats in before the doors. And I got excited last night and I put the doors on anyway, as you guys probably already saw. So I did what I said I wasn't gonna do. Oh well. So now I get to work around the doors because I'm not taking them back off and risking scratching the cab. So door time. I love this. Look how nice that is. Oh, let's check that too. Let's see how that looks. Look at that. Beautiful. All right, let's put the seats in. Check it out, make sure I did a good job. Here, you need a lift? There you go, big guy. He's old. He is old. He needs some help. Is that your seat? You gonna ride in here with me, bud? Yeah? Good boy. What do you think? Did we do all right? I don't think you're gonna fit in Kirkies, man. You're 100 pounds. 100 pounds of chunk-a-monk. Yeah. Chunk-a-monk. My moose. Yeah, you're working hard today, I know. Oh, you knocked my mic off. Hello, hello. Oh, there's the other piece of the mic. All right, here. Let's put this back on. Can you hear me now? All right, let's get the other seat. We are almost there. Watch this. Look at that. Look at it. Would you look at it? Look at it. Raw. Love that old man. He's such a good boy. He's actually an asshole. He's a grumpy old prick, but I love him anyway. All right, another night in the shop. We are back at it. This thing is almost ready for the cage. Couple things we gotta do. We gotta clean this off. There's a lot of dust and stuff on here. And then there's some bare metal and some of the Bondo where I put in the dings. We gotta sand that, lightly scuff it, and then we gotta get a coat of primer on that because you can't let exposed Bondo, that's a big no-no, get out in the environment, possibly get moisture in it. It's been in my climate controlled shop, so I haven't been worried about it, but we'll scuff that real quick. We'll hit that with some primer. This way it's protected, and then we gotta put in the headliner and some of the plastic, see how all that stuff fits. Hopefully everything goes back in and we don't have any headaches, which is unlikely because, you know, that's life. So, if you can't tell, I'm very tired tonight. It's about 9:30 at night. I'm just getting out here. It was a long day. Oh, I got you guys on a tripod. Let's extend you out. There we go. All right. Off to work. Let's do it.
I've been gone in a million flashes to do with the man in the masses, fading away like a phoenix to rise from the ashes. Don't tell me society's classless, we're children around on the asses, getting me high but I still keep an eye on the assets. Cause I got my Porsches, indie voices, got my ticket to the sun. I got 500 fortune cookie monsters always aching in my lungs. I get all of my notions from emotions, everything will turn out fine. Gotta set it in motion, ride that porcelain that wave into the night.
Come on. You guys can't tell. Ow! That was my finger in the door. That was wonderful. God damn, that hurt a lot. Glad I could reach the door handle. There it goes. Oh, fucking squashed my finger right in the door. Jesus, help me. Oh. Damn it. Okay, I'm better now. Not really, but we're gonna make do.
You'll be put in the ICU in court, let's settle down before we go. Get it right at the sources, say that you and me need one more.
We just rattle canned some primer on the bare metal and the Bondo that was on the bed. So we got this whole side protected. This whole entire bed's got to get sanded down completely when it gets reprimed with epoxy primer and painted. We still got a couple dings that we want to fix up too, because I want this thing to look, I ain't gonna worry about making it perfect, but I want it to look extremely good even when you're up close to it. So this is the only spot here. The rest of this bed rail looked pretty good. The front's up, but man, I think I checked all the boxes. I think we're ready to load this thing in for the cage. We got the front end put on, the doors hung, the fenders hung, the core support on, the cab bolted down, the bed's bolted down. We primed the bare spots of metal and Bondo. We lowered the front coil over so it sits a little bit better and should roll a little bit better. I really think we checked all the boxes. I think we're in good shape. I don't think there's anything else we got to do. Man, it's weird to, it's ready. I don't know what to do. There's always been so much that I have to get done. Don't get me wrong, there's a metric ton of work left on this truck. But to get it ready for the cage, we're there. We're ready to rock and roll. I don't know. I can't think of anything else. We don't need to put the door cards on yet, so I'm not worried about that. I have a twitch in my eye. That's really annoying. You guys see my eye blinking at you. It's not you, so don't get your hopes up. All right, I think we're there. I think we're ready to roll. Finally come. We're putting Karma in the trailer. We're gonna load this thing up. We're gonna take it and drop it off for the cage. It's like such a huge relief to know this is actually happening now. And I am super happy with how everything came out. So we'll see how long this takes. I'm not too sure. I'm not really leaning on him too much because we're gonna also be working on Havoc while this is out of the shop. So we still have a ton of work to do in the shop, among other vehicles also. So let's get this thing loaded up. Let's get on the road. Let's go drop this thing off. It's cage time. Karma is loaded up. Just touched base with Tommy, who's doing the cage, and we are ready to rock and roll. So we got about an hour and 30 minutes ahead of us. Hopefully everything goes smoothly. It's like a surreal moment actually bringing this thing to get the cage done. It's like a huge milestone. A lot of work went into it to get it to this point, and we still have a lot of work ahead of us, but this is like the first deal. This is the first time anybody else has worked on it. I've done everything up to this point with the help of my buddy Matty, who came over to weld some important pieces for me that I didn't want to risk messing up. And my buddy Dylan came over to help me sand the frame a day. But like everything's been in my hands up until now, so I know it's in good hands. He does phenomenal work. Tommy's work is absolutely incredible, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what he does with my truck. So anyways, I'll see you guys in a second. All right, we dropped off Karma. It's in good hands. It was awesome meeting Tommy. Didn't want to film anything there because he's got his family there and everything else. That's private. I don't like mixing that and business, and especially social media and stuff, and keep family life separate. But it was great meeting you, Tommy, if you ever end up seeing this video, and can't wait to see what you do with the truck. So we went over some things, discussed some little things that I would like to see while he's working on it, some little things cage-wise that I don't know all the specs. Like I said, it's not what I do, so I don't know what bars have to go where and sizes, but I asked for certain bars to be bent a certain way and look a certain way, if he can do that and still pass inspections, pass tech. So anyways, I have a lot of confidence. I think I made the right choice, and I really look forward to seeing what he does with my little truck. So we got an hour and 33-minute drive home, and I think that's gonna wrap it up. That's probably it for today's video, everybody. And I thank you all for watching. Remember, don't forget to like and subscribe. It'll really help get the channel up and moving. Got to get the algorithm from YouTube to recognize me so they actually put my videos out there. Even if it's bad, come on, give me a like, share it. Let YouTube know that you like watching me. Or you really hate watching me, because that would work too. Leave a comment. All right, everybody, listen, I appreciate you. And remember, nothing stays stock. I'm out.